In the historic and culturally rich city of Jerusalem, a site of immense religious significance stands out: the Dome of the Rock. This architectural marvel, located on the Temple Mount, is not only a symbol of faith but has also become a focal point of recent global attention. The site, revered by Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike, has been thrust into the spotlight due to a series of unprecedented events, sparking international concern and debate. These developments have not only disrupted the fragile peace in the region but have also brought forth pressing questions about their impact on Israel's future, the interpretation of biblical prophecies, and the broader implications for interfaith relations. Today's exploration delves into the complex and multifaceted history and current situations surrounding the Dome of the Rock. This narrative begins with the Temple Mount, a hill in Jerusalem that holds deep sacred value for three major world religions. This site, however, has been at the center of prolonged and often intense conflicts. The long-standing dispute over the control of the Temple Mount has primarily involved Palestinians and Israelis, each asserting their historical and religious claims to the site. Over the years, this contention has escalated, culminating in a series of disturbing events. In 2022, a tragic and significant episode unfolded. A series of attacks, initiated by Palestinians and Israeli Arabs, led to the deaths of 17 Israelis. This marked the deadliest outbreak of violence in the area since 2006, bringing renewed attention to the deep-seated tensions and complexities of the region. The incident that particularly captured global attention occurred at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, an integral part of the Dome of the Rock complex, during the holy month of Ramadan. The situation rapidly deteriorated as Palestinians, some wearing masks, clashed with Israeli police forces. This confrontation resulted in numerous injuries among both Palestinians and police officers, further exacerbating the already volatile atmosphere. Despite a prior agreement that prohibited overnight stays at the compound during Ramadan, Palestinians chose to remain. This decision, rooted in a profound fear of potential Jewish control over the Temple Mount, led to the violation of the agreement and subsequent escalation of violence. The incident raises critical and challenging questions. Is such violence inevitable? Can there be a peaceful resolution to these deeply ingrained conflicts? These questions are difficult to answer without a comprehensive understanding of the historical and religious significance of the Temple Mount to both Jews and Muslims. For Jews, the Temple Mount holds an extraordinary place in their history and religious narrative. It dates back to around 1000 BCE, when King David, a pivotal figure in Jewish history, declared Jerusalem the spiritual center of Israel. His son, Solomon, built the first temple on this site, a monumental structure dedicated to worship and religious offerings. However, the temple's history is marked by destruction and rebuilding, symbolizing the resilience and enduring faith of the Jewish people. The Western Wall, a remnant of the Second Temple, stands today as a testament to this history and as a sacred place of prayer. For Muslims, the Temple Mount, known as Haram al-Sharif, noble sanctuary, is revered as the site from where Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven. This event, known as Isra and Miraj, is a cornerstone of Islamic faith and inspires Muslims worldwide. The Dome of the Rock, built to commemorate this event, is not just an architectural wonder but a symbol of the deep spiritual connection Muslims have with Jerusalem. The complexities and intertwined histories of these faiths at the Temple Mount create a tapestry of both conflict and potential understanding. As we delve deeper into the narratives of both Jews and Muslims concerning this sacred site, it becomes clear that any approach to resolving the tensions must be rooted in a deep respect for the historical and religious significance that the Temple Mount holds for both communities. The conflict surrounding Jerusalem's Temple Mount is rooted in the deep-seated desires of both Jews and Muslims, each believing the site rightfully belongs to them. For Jews, the Temple Mount is envisioned as the location for the Third Temple, an integral part of their messianic prophecy. Muslims, on the other hand, hold the site in high reverence due to its significant Islamic history. The question of rightful ownership between these two groups is complex and without a straightforward answer. To understand this, we must delve into the rich tapestry of history that has shaped this region over centuries. The origins of today's tensions in Jerusalem date back to ancient times. A pivotal moment occurred in 614 CE when the Sasanian Empire captured Jerusalem. This conquest dramatically altered the city's religious and cultural landscape, marking the beginning of an era of profound change. The Sasanian rule, however, was short-lived. In 629 CE, the Byzantine Empire recaptured Jerusalem, reinstating Christian authority and further complicating the religious dynamics within the city. This period was crucial in setting the stage for the ongoing conflicts in Jerusalem. In 638 CE, another significant shift occurred as Jerusalem fell under the rule of the Islamic Caliphate, led by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab. This transition to Muslim rule brought a new cultural and religious influence to Jerusalem, evident in its architecture and society. Under Islamic governance, the city flourished, and iconic structures like the Dome of the Rock were erected, further embedding Islam into the city's identity. The balance was again disrupted in 1099 CE when the Crusaders, during the First Crusade, took control of Jerusalem. This change ushered in a new era of Latin Christian rule, dramatically altering the religious and social fabric of the city and establishing the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem. However, in 1187, Saladin, the Sultan of Egypt and Syria, recaptured Jerusalem, returning it to Muslim hands. The following decades saw a continuous struggle for control over Jerusalem. In 1229, the Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II negotiated control of the city, but this was short-lived. The Muslims regained Jerusalem in 1244 at the Battle of La Fourby. This period was characterized by a relentless tug-of-war between Christian and Muslim forces, each vying for dominance over this sacred city. This historical overview illustrates the deep and intricate roots of the current conflict over the Temple Mount. Understanding the multifaceted past of Jerusalem is crucial in grasping the complexities of the present-day situation, where religious, historical, and cultural narratives intertwine, making simple resolutions challenging to attain. In a calculated defensive maneuver, Muslim rulers in 1250 chose to dismantle Jerusalem's fortifications. This decision was aimed at hindering any further Crusader invasions by deliberately reducing the city's defensive capabilities. Their objective was straightforward: to prevent Crusaders from easily reclaiming the city. The Mamluks, emerging victorious against the Mongols at the Battle of Ain Jalut in 1260, subsequently took control of Jerusalem. Their rule significantly impacted the city's development. The Mamluks initiated extensive administrative changes and ambitious building projects, reshaping Jerusalem to mirror their power and cultural influence. A new era began in 1517 when the Ottoman Empire, under Sultan Selim I, conquered Jerusalem from the Mamluks. This takeover marked a new chapter in the city's storied history. Notably, Suleiman the Magnificent, an Ottoman ruler, reconstructed the city walls between 1538 and 1541. His objective was to leave a permanent mark on the city, reinforcing the Ottomans' territorial claim. However, the Ottoman rule was not to last forever. Following World War I, the Ottoman Empire fell, leading to the establishment of the British Mandate over Jerusalem. This period marked yet another significant shift in the city's governance, influencing its complex history of changing rulers and cultural influences. The situation escalated in 1948 when Israel declared its independence, triggering conflicts that resulted in the division of Jerusalem. Jordan seized control of East Jerusalem, including the Old City, while West Jerusalem fell under Israeli occupation. This division created significant barriers to accessing critical religious sites, including the Temple Mount. In 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel captured East Jerusalem, including the Temple Mount. In a notable decision, Israel acknowledged the site's religious significance, allowing the Islamic Waqf to manage it while retaining security oversight. This arrangement further heightened tensions, with both sides maintaining claims of authority over the site. The history of Jerusalem is a complex web of invasions, changes, and conflicts, each contributing to the current context of the city. This ongoing narrative is shaped by the enduring claims and aspirations of both the Jewish and Arab communities, with the future of the city and its significant sites still in contention. The Dome of the Rock, a key site for Muslims, stands as an architectural marvel in Jerusalem. Constructed by the Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik between 685 and 691 CE, its historical significance is confirmed by an inscription inside the dome, dating its completion to 72 AH, 691 to 692 CE in the Gregorian calendar. The Dome of the Rock is a unique and imposing structure. It features a large elevated platform, an octagonal base, and a striking golden dome that dominates the city's skyline. Measuring approximately 65 feet in diameter, the dome rests on a circular drum supported by 16 piers and columns. A surrounding circular arcade with 24 piers and columns encases the sacred rock, which is partly exposed and safeguarded by a railing. There is also a staircase descending to a natural cave beneath the rock. The dome's outer walls are equally octagonal, each side measuring about 60 feet wide and 36 feet high. Windows in both the dome and drum walls allow natural light to illuminate the interior, but the true beauty of the dome lies in its intricate details, showcasing the rich artistic and architectural heritage of the period. The Dome of the Rock, an architectural masterpiece in Jerusalem, is adorned with intricate mosaics and metal plaques on both its interior and exterior. These mosaics bear a striking resemblance to those found in Byzantine buildings and churches, but they have a distinct Islamic character, eschewing representations of humans or animals. Instead, they feature elaborate Arabic script, floral motifs, and symbolic representations of jewels and crowns. Adding to its allure, a band of Arabic religious inscriptions encircles the octagonal arcade, contributing to its distinctive aesthetic. The dome has undergone several changes and restorations over the centuries, reflecting the influences of various Islamic dynasties. During the Crusader period, a wrought iron screen was installed around the sacred rock, intended to deter Christian pilgrims. This was later replaced by the Ayyubids with a wooden screen, which stands to this day. In the 16th century, the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent made a significant alteration, replacing the exterior mosaics with vibrant ceramic tiles. In the 20th century, the Hashemite monarchy undertook extensive restoration work, repairing damaged elements and replacing the dome's original gold covering with a gold aluminum alloy. Despite its significance in Islamic tradition, the Dome of the Rock does not explicitly reference Prophet Muhammad's ascension to heaven, the event with which it is most closely associated. This theme only became prominent in Islamic narratives around the 11th century, adding to the enigma surrounding the dome's original purpose and distinguishing it from typical mosque designs. The reasons behind the Dome of the Rock's construction remain a subject of scholarly debate. Its architectural features and inscriptions seem to position Islam as the continuation of the Abrahamic tradition. The dome's inscriptions emphasize the oneness of God, while explicitly rejecting Christian doctrines like the Trinity and the divinity of Jesus. Resembling Byzantine martyria, the dome's design suggests an intention to rival the grandeur of Christian holy sites in Jerusalem. A contentious theory suggests that Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik, who commissioned the dome, intended to redirect the Muslim Hajj pilgrimage from Mecca to Jerusalem. However, this theory faces skepticism from modern scholars who emphasize Mecca's continued significance as the Hajj destination during this period. Another perspective proposes that the Dome of the Rock was built with an eschatological intent, representing the end of time and serving as a link between earthly and heavenly realms. This interpretation aligns with Islamic and Byzantine conceptions of the Day of Judgment and the afterlife, casting the dome as a symbol of divine presence on earth. From the Jewish perspective, the Temple Mount, where the dome stands, is historically significant as the site of the first and second temples, with archaeological findings supporting this belief. Despite this evidence, the Muslim community firmly maintains its historical claim to the site. This impasse has led to heightened tensions, with concerns about potential Israeli actions against the Dome of the Rock necessitating restrictions on Jewish access to the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound, especially during religious observances. Reaching a consensus in this context is challenging, with both Jewish and Muslim communities deeply committed to their historical and religious narratives. The Jewish community fears that the presence of the Dome of the Rock may impede the fulfillment of their messianic prophecies, while Muslims are resolute in protecting the sanctity of the site. This deadlock, characterized by mutual apprehension and rigid stances, makes cooperation seem elusive. The Third Temple's role in biblical prophecy is particularly significant for many in the Jewish and Christian communities. Its construction is believed to be a precursor to the Messiah's second coming, marking the beginning of the end times. Conversely, its desecration is seen as a harbinger of the Antichrist's arrival and the onset of the Great Tribulation, a period of intense suffering and persecution. This concept, deeply ingrained in both the Book of Daniel and the teachings of Jesus, symbolizes the epitome of evil and devastation, marking a critical juncture in eschatological thought. Despite uncertainties, many Jews remain hopeful about the Third Temple's eventual reconstruction, viewing it as a fulfillment of divine prophecy. Similarly, Christians anticipate this temple as the site of Jesus' return, while Muslims see it as the location where their awaited Redeemer will emerge. Thus, the Third Temple symbolizes hope and salvation across the three Abrahamic faiths. However, the proposed site for the Third Temple, coinciding with the location of the Dome of the Rock, a revered Islamic shrine, adds layers of complexity and controversy to the issue. This intertwining of faith, history, prophecy, religion, and politics raises profound questions with far-reaching implications for individuals, communities, and international relations. In contemplating these intricate issues, we are invited to engage in critical thinking, appreciate diverse perspectives, and pursue a deeper understanding of the truths underlying these historic and contemporary narratives. The unfolding story of the Dome of the Rock and the Temple Mount continues to be a compelling and significant.
To continue your journey with us, we've handpicked 2 videos for you. Our latest upload on the left, and a recommended video just for you on the right. Your engagement motivates us to keep producing content that you love. We're looking forward to seeing you in our next video. Until then, take care.